Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life. And we're on week 30, day 4 of our positive, peaceful affirmations that we are doing every day, Monday through Friday. And we started, Monday we didn't do one because of circumstances. So we'll be going into Saturday this week. We are following Dr. Susan Lawton's book, Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar. If you love positive affirmations or you love music therapy, if you love essential oils and aromatherapy, I think you're going to really love this book. You can buy it at Aromatools or Oil Life. Now, the affirmation for this week that we've been concentrating on is I am happy being in the moment, right? Taking a walk out in the sunshine, chatting with our family members that don't live with us, right? Like, I love going on a walk in the sunshine. I try to get out every day at around noon, and I call my dad first thing every time, and just have a conversation with him. Love chatting with him. And then I'll just, call one of my friends and chat with them and check up on them and make sure that we're all doing well. This is a time where connection is so important. I think that as we're all learning different things through everything that's happening right now, we're learning the importance of just connection and being with family and friends and ways that we can still stay connected. Okay, so whatever you're doing throughout your days, I hope that you are finding the joy in the little things. Okay, the affirmation for today is I trust the rhythm of my instincts every day. So as I'm thinking about trusting the rhythm of my instincts, can you help with that? Thank you. I think of just letting ourselves have a little bit more ebb and flow, maybe not sticking to super stringent time schedules and calendars. I think that and listening to what we feel in our heart is most important. I know that in our homeschool, we've put away some of the time we've devoted some of the time that we would usually be devoting to math or grammar or whatever else. We're devoting to gardening and being out in the sun and to some different projects. So I think all learning is good. And if you're feeling called to devote your time in one way or another, go with that. Go with what you feel called to do. Let's go with the rhythm. And maybe you're sleeping in a little bit late. I know I'm not, but definitely some of my children seem to be sleeping in a little bit later, and I'm honoring that because I don't know what their bodies need right now to stay at their optimum peak. So please, whatever it is that you feel more gravitated to and you feel more called to do, I hope that we all follow those promptings and the inspiration and just treat ourselves and everyone around us really now a little bit more gently. Let's just I don't know, who do you think is one of the most gentle people that you know? Just maybe you can journal about that today. Who's the most gentle person I know, and what are their attributes? And let's start asking ourselves, what would this person be doing right now in this case? And let's start really developing our gentleness with each other, our gentleness with ourselves too. We're just going to be gentle. So there's a song that I love about gentleness. I'll go ahead and post that in the comments for you. But throughout everything that happens, we're going to be gentle. Okay, the song for the entire week is What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. And again, that's part of being happy in the moment, noticing the joy of what's around you. The diffuser blend of the week is 2 drops of fennel, which is the oil of responsibility, and 2 drops of rosemary, which is the oil of transition and knowledge. And today I'll be going into the emotional benefits of rosemary, and then tomorrow I'll be going into the physical benefits of rosemary. So rosemary is a Mediterranean herb, and it's very, very popular both in to use culinarily, so to put in recipes. I'm sure you've had many recipes with rosemary in it, and it's also very, very, very popular in medicinal systems. And some people like to think of rosemary. When they think of rosemary, they think of it more with the yang energy, the push type of energy. And so some people like to think of rosemary kind of as a stern teacher. Okay, rosemary. It energizes mental activity. It revitalizes memory. It can aid in concentration, and it can help organize our thought process. So if you're feeling a little flighty right now, or your thoughts seem to keep being distracted, maybe diffuse a little bit of rosemary. Do the fennel and the rosemary combination, and see if that doesn't help you doesn't help us all stay a little bit more focused. Okay, rosemary is good to use in study sessions. So and I know that school's out right now, and I don't even know how they're handling online tests right now. No clue on that one because we homeschool. But anyway, it's really good to study with the same essential oils, and then to bring those essential oils into the testing room. And let me tell you how you can do that. So rosemary, again, is so good for concentration and so good for memory that a lot of people love to diffuse rosemary when they're studying. And then when they go to school or when they go into a testing center, like if they're in college, what they'll do is they'll just wear a aromatherapy bracelet, and then they'll just put some rosemary onto the beads or the bracelet, whatever, some of them have different things that you can have. So they just put a little bit of rosemary on their bracelet, and then they can just smell the rosemary, and it can remind them of some of the things that they studied. So that's just like a study tip for you, or a testing tip. Okay, rosemary can help those with learning disabilities, and it can also be very, very good for those that may be suffering with their memory, not remembering things as well as perhaps they'd want to. It can also help with people who are struggling with some indecisiveness or mental fatigue. So, now rosemary is also an oil that is often associated with helping people have greater love. Now, it's not like the aphrodisiac that's kind of more the passionate love, but the rosemary has the type of love that just reminds us what's really important in your life. Again, it can help us focus on what's the most important thing in our life in the thought process with that, and to prioritize those we love more, right? Even though we're all at home, sometimes it can be quite easy to get distracted into work or projects and not give our family members our attention the love or the attention that they need. So, rosemary, it can help with that. Help us in setting our priorities straight and making sure that we're spending time on the things that really do mean the most to us. Because rosemary can help people focus, it can be very, very good for people who kind of drift off into fantasy land, to stay a little bit more focused on what they want to do. Rosemary, again, the title for rosemary is the oil of knowledge and transition. So it's amazing during times of transition. Now, usually if I was talking to you, I might be saying, if you're moving to a new school or if you're starting a new job, and those are transitions that rosemary can definitely help with. Right now, I think the whole entire world is going through a transition, and rosemary can help with that. So rosemary is most notably beneficial for those who are usually vibrant, organized, industrious, and sensitive, but may have become apathetic because of hurt or injustice. So if you feel like you're going through an apathetic time right now, where you just don't feel like doing anything, again, give yourself some grace, but maybe put some rosemary in your diffuser too, and see if that doesn't bring you back to your and help you get your same energy and focus back. Something to try. So I love this. I was doing a study. I was doing a major study on rosemary this week, and going through one of my favorite sites, which is called aromaticscience.com, where it has studies about essential oils from all around the world. And I came across this study that just basically really showed that rosemary can be very, very uplifting. So if you're sad or gloomy, or maybe feel like you even have a dark cloud over you, rosemary can help in situations like that. Okay. Rosemary is good to use if you're exhausted, or if you've overindulged in eating too much food, or drinking too much. Now, definitely, as the whole entire world right now is going through some hard times, yes, I know that food can be a comfort, but we want to make sure we're eating foods that nourish our body. And I don't drink alcohol, but I would think that in trying times, people who do drink alcohol may have a tendency to drink too much. And rosemary can help with when we've overindulged in food or drinking too much. Just help with that. Okay, so it blends great with a number of essential oils. So if you're trying to put together a blend for focus and concentration, then basil, peppermint, or spearmint would be really, really good. If you're trying to just be more open-minded, right, and see the different possibilities, then blending it with cypress or black spruce can be very, very advantageous. If you're trying to bring more joy into your life, we're concentrating on being happy in the moment. So if you're trying to bring more joy into your life, then blending it with citrus oils like lemon, lime, bergamot, grapefruits could be very advantageous, because citrus oils are very uplifting. And if you're trying to have more harmony just with yourself, or more harmony in the home, then blending it with some soothing scents like lavender or frankincense could be very beneficial as well. Okay, so some of the negative emotions that rosemary can help with is if you're feeling confused, if you're having a difficult time adjusting or transitioning, and if you feel like you have a very limited perspective, or if you have difficulties learning, rosemary can be very beautiful to diffuse. And the positive properties that can help bring in is if you want to have more mental clarity, if you are trying to learn, trying to bring knowledge in, if you want to be more teachable, or if you want maybe others around you to be a little bit more open-minded and more teachable, have an easier time learning what you're trying to teach, rosemary can help. If you want to feel enlightened, open to newer experiences, and have a better time, a better ease in adjusting, rosemary can help with all of that. Okay, so this week just to remind you, we're diffusing 2 drops of fennel, which is the oil of responsibility, and it smells so good. Just fennel on its own, I just love to diffuse it, but pairing it with rosemary, 2 drops of rosemary, it has a different energy to it. So I hope that you're having fun diffusing your rosemary and fennel this week. Just reminding you that the song for the week is What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong, just reminding us the world is good. Is life ever perfect? No. Life is never perfect, or at least, well, I mean, I think there might be perfect moments, but life is usually not perfect, but it's still very good. The affirmation for this today is I trust the rhythm of my instincts every day. And the affirmation for the week is I am being happy in the moment. Okay, so this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life, reminding us all that we really do have the power in us. Oh, before I sign off, before I usually go into the sign off, I just wanted to tell you this. There's been a call, there's been an invitation to the entire world. And I know that so much of the world right now is praying for the end of COVID-19, for the containment, for for it to go away, for the healthcare workers and the delivery workers and all the workers that are there that are kind of on the line right now, keeping the world functioning, right? There's been so many pros out there. And our prophet, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and our prophet has put out a worldwide invitation to have a day of fasting and prayer, which is actually today, which is April 10th. But people can fast anytime, fast and pray anytime. So if you're fasting today, thank you. Thank you. I know that fasting and prayer can change things. And if you didn't hear about the worldwide day of fasting and prayer, no worries. You can hop into it right now, or you can choose to do it on a day that is better for you. But I know that fasting and prayer does help. So I just wanted to leave my testimony on that. Okay. Now, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life, reminding us all that we have the power within us, with God, to make every day a great day. Bye-bye.